Long ago, in a quiet little village surrounded by gentle hills and green fields, there lived a humble farmer. He was not a rich man, but he was content with what he had. Among his few possessions, his most valuable was a strong horse that helped him plow his fields and carry heavy loads. The farmer loved this horse and cared for it deeply, for it was not only his helper but also his companion. One morning, when the farmer went out to the stable, he discovered that the horse was gone. It had run away during the night, leaving behind an empty stall. The neighbors quickly gathered when they heard the news. They shook their heads and said with pity, "Oh, what terrible luck! Without your horse, how will you plow your land or harvest your crops? This is such a misfortune." The farmer listened quietly. Then, instead of showing anger or sadness, he simply said, "Maybe, maybe not." The neighbors were surprised at his calmness, but they did not understand his words. Several days later, something unexpected happened. The farmer's horse returned, but it did not come back alone. Running alongside it were several wild horses that had followed it home. Suddenly, the farmer had not one horse, but many. The neighbors, seeing this, were amazed. They clapped their hands and shouted with joy, "What wonderful luck! Now you are a wealthy man. With these horses you can work faster and even sell some of them for money. How fortunate you are." The farmer looked at them and again replied, "Maybe, maybe not." His voice was calm, without pride or excitement, and the neighbors could not understand why he did not celebrate. Not long after, the farmer's only son tried to ride one of the wild horses to tame it. But the horse was strong and untamed. It reared up and threw the young man to the ground. He fell badly and broke his leg. From that day on, he could no longer walk without pain. When the neighbors heard the news, they rushed to the farmer's house. They sighed and shook their heads, saying, "Oh, what bad luck! Your son is hurt. Who will help you with the heavy work in the fields now? This is such a tragedy." The farmer looked at his son, then turned to the neighbors and said, "Maybe, maybe not." A few weeks later, soldiers came marching into the village. The kingdom had gone to war, and the soldiers were ordered to take away all the young men to fight. Families wept as their sons were taken, not knowing if they would ever return. But when the soldiers came to the farmer's house and saw his son with a broken leg, they left him behind. He was not fit to fight. The neighbors, watching this, whispered, "What good luck! Your son has been spared from the dangers of war. You are so fortunate." The farmer, as always, simply said, "Maybe, maybe not." The people of the village never understood the farmer's attitude. To them, events were clearly good or bad. But the farmer knew a deeper truth. Life is full of twists and turns. What looks like misfortune today may lead to blessings tomorrow, and what seems like a blessing today may bring sorrow later. Time, and only time, reveals the true meaning of each event. And so, the farmer remained calm through joy and sorrow, through gain and loss. He did not cling too tightly to what seemed good, nor did he despair too deeply when things seemed bad. He accepted life as it came, trusting that every moment was part of a larger story he could not yet see. The lesson is simple but powerful. Do not rush to judge the events of your life. What appears to be the worst day may, in time, become the turning point that saves you. And what looks like your greatest success may lead you in a direction you did not expect. Be patient, keep faith, and let life unfold.